going on, Lotus Tribe? Welcome to Ascension, the place of self and soul development, heavy on the soulful. Is a rainy day. We just got done with the solar eclipse energy. Well, not solar eclipse, but partial eclipse energy. And all I kept seeing was new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings. And in the process of new beginnings, right, you have those happy endings, and it really is perceptions because endings can be very difficult. Like, even for me, the surge of the required ending and the bonds you have to break. I feel like sometimes when you're traveling and you going through the journey, you may see signs like, oh, this may be able to work, even though you've had a ton of different experiences or things that have taken place to show you otherwise. Sometimes you have just that little bit to say, oh wow, this may work. It may not be what I expected, hoping and wishing. And it's a part of control. It is you controlling that thing, wanting it to be in the version of the reality that you are absolutely more than deserving of, but for the feeling that you're looking for, right? You're trying to force it to look a certain type of way. And so what you tell the universe is that the blessing can only come this way. And so you start to see little glimmers of what you thought may have worked, but isn't working anymore, right? You knew it wasn't working, which is why you started to take progressive changes or steps to no longer be that version of yourself. And then based on the, I guess, outcomes of the new input you've been putting, you started to sway back into some of those old versions of yourself. And then again, you started to realize, oh, that's not working for me like this when I show up this way. And so this energy in particular, I feel, has been so important because you already had the revelation, but it just puts the stamp on it. You want something different. You want the universe to show up different. You want to show up different in the universe. You have to fully commit to being that newest version of yourself, whatever that looks like. And you're going to have different faces as you keep maneuvering through life based on experiences and interactions with people and things. And so this message at this moment is for you to hone in and really decide that you are going to show up, if not for anybody else, for yourself, most and foremost. Hey, thank you. I love you. It's real, y'all. It's real. Mothering never ends. But nonetheless, showing up for yourself first and foremost. If you can't count on you, who can you count on? And there's no more teetering the fence. Like, if you know you dealing with things in your life that you know is not serving, that triggers you in certain ways, it is not up to you to conform to, because I feel like sometimes there's a gray area when you're learning how to heal, and when you are healing and when you're learning to show up differently and you're learning certain triggers, you feel as though you have to conform yourself in a way to where that trigger should no longer be bothersome. However, it takes work before you can even get there. So how about becoming and building strength in just healing, just parting ways with what no longer is serving you. And once you've mastered that, then potentially you could put yourself in a space or condone yourself in a way to where when you're triggered, it's no longer affecting you. It completely rolls off the shoulder. But you cannot expect to go through your healing and reprogramming while still provoking yourself with the trigger. It is very difficult to master in that process. So in this moment, it's okay to let everything go. Some things may not be permanent, but in this season, we letting it go. We letting it go until I've mastered what I needed to master. Until I can show up this version of myself, and this version of myself comes naturally. And in this version of myself, I have fully healed and parted ways with what no longer serves me. And I have created different foundations and different boundaries in this relationship between this person or this thing or this experience or this behavior. And when I can do that successfully, this thing will no longer have a hold on me. It will no longer trigger me and make me feel as though I have to become a anxious avoidant, or I have to become ancient or anxious, or I have to, try to contemplate on what to do next. And I'm having conversations about a potential future that may not ever even happen. It's been a lot of that happening, and it's okay to cut everybody off. It's okay to cut certain things off. It's okay to come within, because you're rebirthing, and that's natural with rebirthing. And those who love you and respect it will honor that, will allow you to have that and not make you feel horrible about it in the process, because you're choosing you. And you taking back your power. That has been consistent for me. Showing up in my power. 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 Showing up and taking my power and putting it rightfully where it belongs within me. And I've been having that conversation with myself, like, who got the power, this person or you? And it's not a control, like, oh, I control them, but I'm giving this power because this situation is making me anxious. This is making me feel some type of way. This is making me feel low. But right now, I have my power. No longer I have my power. You have your power. You have the ability to determine if you want to continue to feel this way. You have that ability. You have that ability to determine that. You have that ability to say to yourself, I am no longer subjecting myself to these type of things that trigger me in such a way. So ultimately, it's up to you. It's up to you on what you choose to decide. But you got your power. Nobody else does. You do. And it's time that you start taking your shit back. Taking it back and let everybody fall to the wayside. Just for a moment. And those who belong will naturally be there, and those who won't will naturally fall off. And that is okay. Because that's the season we in. Sending out so much love and light, my beautiful Lotus tribe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time. Ciao.